John Fredericks Radio Network. Joining us now, Jim Marchant. And who is Jim? Well, he's a businessman. He's from Nevada. And he started in his father's convenience store company. And then he built his own major software company. And we want to talk to him about small business, jobs, tax cuts, what's going on. That's why we love getting job creators on our show. By the way, this segment brought to you by the Job Creators Network, and go to taxcutswork.com, taxcutswork.com. Jim, great to have you, man.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your show.
Now, tell me about Nevada. Where are you from, and are you still there?
Yes, I am. I currently live in Las Vegas. I moved out here in 2005 from Florida, where I had built my businesses and retired in 2003 and moved out here. And just got involved in a lot of things out here, and one of them was politics, so I ran for office out here, and that's kind of what I'm doing in my afterlife of being an entrepreneur.
So how'd you make out when you ran for office?
I did well. I ran for assembly out here and won, and I'm currently running for Congress out here in Nevada's Congressional District 4, so I'm already working hard. Now
tell us, Jim, about CD4. Who's the incumbent? Tell us a little bit about the makeup of the district.
Yeah, currently a Democrat holds it, Stephen Horsford, and the district is the northern part of Las Vegas all the way up to very rural counties. There's 7 counties that make it up, all the way up to Ely on kind of the northeast side, all the way over to Yerington on the northwest side, just south of Reno. So we've got Tonopah and Pahrump, a lot of rural areas, and then, of course, like I said, the northern part, North Las Vegas, basically.
So is that a congressional district, Jim, that's winnable?
Yes, it is, actually, and I had the honor of meeting with Leader McCarthy back in late January when I first started this process to see what kind of support I could get in Washington, and I think I convinced them that it is a winnable seat. We're a little bit down as far as registrations to the Democrats, but it is a winnable seat. President Trump has outperformed any Republican that's ever run in that district. And so I think that bodes well for us. The other advantage we have is that there's not going to be any constitutional office races in Nevada this election cycle. And there's no Senate races this election cycle. So it'll basically be President Trump and then my district, me, hopefully, in CD4. So I think it bodes well for us, and we've got a chance.
Right, so you'll be the second.
A lot of work.
You'll be the second.
About that, and I'm willing to do that.
You'll be the second office on the ballot. If you go to that district in 2016, Clinton, Trump, what happened?
Say that again. You do.
If you go to your congressional district, 2016, Trump versus Clinton, what was the outcome on your district?
Yeah, he actually lost Nevada. President Trump did, but in that district he actually did really well. So that's good for us. So we're looking to duplicate that or do better. I think it's actually he's gonna perform even better this coming election.
All right. So it sounds like, Jim, what you're saying is that Trump's performance in the district you're running for Congress outperformed his total state percentage in Nevada, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And he did better than any other Republican, like Dean Heller, Senator Dean Heller. We had Joe Heck that was running for Senate back in 16, outperformed him, outperformed Congressman Hardy, who won the seat in 2014. And there were reasons why I think that he outperformed them. It's because we have a lot of the rural areas that tend to be a little more conservative.
All right. Now, Jim, let's get to small businesses. You've owned and started many small businesses. You're an entrepreneur. The Trump tax cut that is now taking root, that people are doing their taxes right now between now and April 15th, 15th. Small business owners all over the U.S. are now seeing the benefits of it. They're seeing that whatever capital investments they made, they can deduct all of that now, things like that. How is the Trump tax cut affecting business owners in Nevada?
Very well. I mean, our economy out here is booming now. It's amazing. We can't find enough workers to fill the jobs that we have out here. And so it's doing remarkably well. And I attribute it to the tax cuts that Trump passed last year, or whatever it was, last year or year before last. And that is what has spurred our economy on to amazing heights. And if you live out here during like 2007, 8, 9, all the way through 11, you'd notice the traffic patterns kind of went away. I mean, it's really easy to get around out here. Now, again, we're packed. Our roads are packed because everybody's back because of what the economy's doing out here.
Right. I remember, wasn't Nevada when the housing crisis hit and we went into that prolonged recession? Nevada I think of all of the states, got just absolutely annihilated, right?
We got wiped out. It was devastating out here, and that just shows you what happens when you hinder capitalism. When you thwart capitalism, that's what happens. I mean, jobs go away, and business goes away, and businesses have to cut, and then when they do, you lose jobs, and so it's terrible. So it was absolutely terrible out here during that time. And then, thank God, Trump got elected because he has absolutely turned it around out here, and things are booming.
Now, when you talk to small business owners, do they attribute the success they've had in their business and hiring people and getting more money to grow and invest their business? Are they attributing that, Jim, directly to the Trump economy and specifically to the Trump tax cut?
Yes, and I'm pretty entrenched out here with the business community, and absolutely they get it. Because it was easy to see the 8 years of Obama, you had somebody that was totally anti-capitalist, and it's so evident what happened. When you're anti-capitalist, you just kill the economy. And then Trump got elected. Look what he's done in 2 years, a little over 2 years. Is amazing. And all he did was unleash capitalism.
Wow, it's been an amazing ride. The small business owners that you talk to now, are they investing in their business? Do they think that we have a bullish economy, or are they saying to you, you know what, we've kind of grown a little bit, now we just need to stop and see what happens? What's the reaction? No,
they're investing, and as you probably realized, during the Obama administration, businesses didn't know what was going to happen. There was a lot of doubt, and when there's doubt, you kind of just hold on to what you have, and you don't invest, you don't grow. Now people think that, we've got another 6 years of this, and they are investing like crazy, and that's why we're booming out here.
You're on the John Fredericks Radio Network. We're chatting with Jim Marchant. He is an entrepreneur. He owned and started and ran many different businesses, been very successful, and now he is a candidate for Congress in Nevada, I think you said CD4, right?
Congressional District 4, yes.
Yes, CD4 in Nevada, and he says he has a shot to win, so we'd love to get him there, Jim. We'll see what happens. I want to get your opinion in, because you've started companies and been so successful over the time. There's a lot of economic prognosticators telling us that the period of growth is ending, and that we're not going to maintain 3% growth. It's going to go back to the Obama years of 1%, and that a downturn is on the horizon. Do you share that view?
I don't. I think that Trump understands capitalism, and as long as we unleash it and we get regulations out of the way and we truly embrace true capitalism, it's going to grow. And if you get like the Federal Reserve out of the way, and like I say, just unleash raw capitalism. It's going to keep growing. I mean, the trends I know say we're going to have a downturn, but I think we can avoid that if we do the right things as far as keeping the taxes down. I'd like Trump to do another tax cut and benefit the smaller businesses. I mean, the first tax cut benefited everybody, but mostly the large corporations, which is wonderful what it's done for our economy. Look at the money that's moved back onshore because of that. Corporate tax rate, lowering the corporate tax rate.
Right.
So, I think that if we can maintain it, because nobody in the history of our country has done what Trump's done.
Right.
Just the reducing the regulations around the country. It's hard to factor that in. So he's done an amazing job, and I think he will continue to do an amazing job when it comes to the economy.
Jim, tell us about, in Nevada, you talked about capitalism. You go to Las Vegas, right? I mean, many of us have been there. I've been there many times. You go there recently, and it's like you said, one thing you notice is people that are working. I mean, there's just hustle and bustle all over the place. Other people gambling, having fun, going to shows, whatever. It's a fun town, but always action. A lot of people doing things.
Yep.
They're getting off their butt. You would think that Las Vegas would be the last place on earth where anybody would take a socialist agenda seriously based on the fact that everybody there's working. How, like, when you just talk to Las Vegans about AOC or Bernie Sanders, what's their view?
Well, as you know, Las Vegas was the home of Harry Reid.
Right.
So we're still dealing with Harry Reid out here. And he is so entrenched out here and has built up basically a democratic state. And people like myself, we're fighting that. We're trying to bring our state back from the brink of becoming California. Mm-hmm. And it's really tough. And he has a machine out here that's unbelievable. And that's what we're fighting. So we have a lot of people that are very liberal out here, and we're almost a blue state. And that's what we're fighting. So that, a lot of people believe in that out here. And currently, our legislature out here, which I served in, is currently controlled 100% by Democrats, which is very disappointing for me. And I'm hoping that we can turn that around in the 2020 election. I think we can.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a long way off from when I remember back when I was working for the Reagan campaign in 1976. The biggest backer we had was then Nevada Republican Senator Paul Laxalt, right? That was
Paul Laxalt.
Paul Laxalt. Got it back to
Excellent
75. Guy. And Nevada was one of the, solidly Republican states back then. And the Laxalt family had a legacy there, still does. And so he was the biggest backer of Reagan when he ran in 1975 and 1976 back then, and also 1980. So I don't know how you get out from under what you are, but boy, it sounds like you've got an interesting campaign going. So final question: what would your message right now be to a small business owner listening to our show? Maybe they have a couple of employees, thinking about making an investment, maybe taking on some debt, growing their business. You've grown 3 businesses from startup to pretty big operations. What would be your advice to them, Jim Marchant, right now?
Keep doing it. Follow your plans. If you have plans to grow and invest, do it right now while you got the chance, because I think that we're going to have another 6 years, a little less than 6 years of this opportunity, and let's hope it continues on beyond that, because if we have somebody in office that embraces true capitalism and gets government out of the way of businesses, our whole economy all over the country is going to boom, and especially like it is here. And that's something that I desperately want to see. I know my friends in the business community out here in Nevada love it right now. I mean, like I said, it's hard for us to find workers to fill the jobs.
Jim, we're out of time for this segment. I want to thank you very much. Hey, if people want more info, Jim, I know this is talking about jobs and tax cuts, but you're running for Congress and you're a Trump supporter. Therefore, Jim,
Yep.
if people want more information on your campaign in Nevada's 4th Congressional District, where do they go?
JimMarchant.com, JimMarchant.com. It's JimMarchant.com. All the information's there, and of course they can contact me through there. I can get them additional information that might not be on my website, but that's how they can contact me.
Well, you know what else I need everybody to do? Go to taxcutswork.com. That's taxcutswork.com. See how much money you've saved this year by doing the comparative tax cut tables. Go to taxcutswork.com, and while you're there, fill out the petition and send it to Nancy Pelosi that says, don't take away my tax cut, because that is what is fueling the economy. Plus, average, Jim, get this, average family of 2 saved $1,400. Average family of 4, $2,900. That's not exactly chump change. That's a lot of money for families, Jim. That's why we need, and I love your idea. Let's get another tax cut. Let's double down on it, Jim.
Exactly.
Love it. All right, man. I got to go. Good luck. Jim Marchant, entrepreneur, job creator, running for Congress. And I hope you win, man. I hope to see you in Washington. If you do, I'm going to come to your office and bang on your door.
Do it. I definitely would appreciate that.
You'll do it. You'll be on my show all the time. Right, Jim?
Good. I'll do it.
All right. Jim Marchant from Nevada, Las Vegas. Hey, what happens in Las Vegas? Well, they say it stays in Las Vegas, except Jim, he's going to Washington. John Fredericks Radio Network. We'll be right back.